everyone, so today we are going to be looking at comparative adjectives and superlative adjectives. So we are going to be able to understand and how to use both of these adjectives. So a comparative adjective is used to compare one person, action, thing or state to another, and it uses the suffix to add on to the original adjective. So here we've got bright is our original adjective and is our suffix to make the comparative adjective brighter. So it is comparing two things. Sam's torch is brighter than John's torch. So the suffix is added to the end of the original adjective to show that it is being compared to something else. So sometimes the original adjective spelling does not change. So for example, warm, the weather is warmer today than yesterday. So you just add onto the end. But other times the root adjective must change. So for example, with happy, because it ends in a Y, you need to change that Y to an I before adding the suffix. So the boy is happier than the girl. And big, because it has a vowel and a consonant, it has an I, an I followed directly by a G. You need to double the consonant before you add the suffix. So my car is bigger than yours, and it's got two G's in the middle because you need to double that consonant. So I would like you to add the suffix to these adjectives to turn them into comparative adjectives, and then I'm not going to ask you to write a sentence for all of them, but pick one of the words and turn it into a sentence. So for example, we've turned small into smaller, and we've written the mouse was smaller than the elephant. So pause the video here, see if you can turn these adjectives into the comparative adjectives by adding a. Okay, so we can go through our answers. So hot, because it has a vowel then a consonant, we need to double the consonant to make it hotter with two T's. Long, we can just add ER to make it longer. Wet, again, we've got a vowel then a consonant, so we need to double the consonant before adding ER to get wetter. Shiny ends in a Y, so we need to change that Y to an I before adding our consonant and get shinier. Light, we can just add ER to get lighter, and bright, we can just add ER to get brighter. So well done for those, and hopefully you wrote a good sentence as well. So a superlative adjective is used to compare one person, action or thing to all others in the same group. Rather than just one other, it's comparing it to all others. And here we use the suffix est to go on to the end of the original adjective. So our original adjective here is quiet, and our suffix is s, so we have got the word quietest. And it is comparing more than two things. So Isha is the quietest in the class. She's not just quieter than someone else, she is the quietest. So again, we add the suffix to the end of the original adjective to show that it is comparing two or more things. Following the same rules as before, the root adjective sometimes does not change, quick to quickest, but sometimes it does change. So if it ends in a Y, we change the Y to an I before we add our EST. The orange is the juiciest of the fruits. And hot, it has got a vowel and a consonant, so we need to double that consonant before adding our suffix. Leeds was the hottest city on Wednesday. So again, a little activity for you to try now. So we have got some adjectives at the bottom. I want you to add EST to them, thinking about those rules that we have just gone over. So cold turns to coldest, because we don't need to do anything to that word. We just need to add the suffix, and it has written, it was the coldest day in January so far. So same as before, change them to their superlative adjective and pick one of them to write in a sentence. Okay, so thin, we have got a vowel then a consonant, so we need to double that N before we add our suffix. So thinnest. Short, we do not need to do anything to that, we can just add EST, so shortest. Dry has got a Y at the end of it, so we need to change that Y to an I to make it driest. Funny as well has got an Y at the end of it, so we need to change that Y to an I before we add our EST for funniest. Dark, we can just add our suffix darkest, and dull, we can just add our suffix to make dullest. And hopefully you have come up with some good sentences for that too. So I've put the free activities on the website for today. So it is all about adding either ER or EST to the adjectives that I have put on. Some of you will be writing sentences depending on which activity you pick, and some of you will just be adding those suffixes to the words.